Look at almost any depiction of the biblical end times, and you will see the same imagery. Massive, multi-headed beasts rising out of a dark, turbulent ocean to bring about the final judgment. These iconic Christian symbols, and the title Son of Man, originated long before the New Testament was written. This cosmic vocabulary was pulled from the life of a single Old Testament figure, a deported teenager named Daniel, who is rarely mentioned by name in the New Testament. Daniel was not a priest in a holy city. He was a captive, forced to serve inside the political machine of Babylon, a wealthy superpower. To understand the cosmic endgame of the Bible, we must first understand the earthly geopolitical reality of its undercover architect. Daniel was deported to Babylon as a youth, where he rejected the royal court's attempts to overwrite his cultural and religious identity. We can see the immediate ripple effect of that defiance by looking at another prophet living in exile at the same time, Ezekiel. Ezekiel's writings group Daniel with Noah and Job as the three most righteous men in human history. Ezekiel recorded this divine evaluation while Daniel was still an active executive in the Babylonian court. By maintaining his integrity inside a hostile foreign government, Daniel became a benchmark for righteousness while still in office. As Daniel entered midlife, his political power grew, allowing him to survive the fall of Babylon and maintain his rank in the rival world empire that followed it, Medo-Persia. Operating at that level of power carried constant, lethal threats. Daniel and his friends faced execution in a fiery furnace and a den of starving lions. Hundreds of years later, the New Testament book of Hebrews compiled a hall of faith to document the greatest heroes of Jewish history. The author lists the miracles of stopping the mouths of lions and quenching fire without needing to name Daniel. These events had become the recognized prototype for unbreakable faith for the early Christian church. By the time Daniel reached his 80s, his role shifted. He stopped interpreting the dreams of pagan kings and began receiving his own cosmic visions. In chapter 7, Daniel sees one like a son of man arriving on clouds to approach the Ancient of Days and receive an eternal kingdom. In the Gospels, Jesus adopted this identity, using the title Son of Man approximately 80 times to describe himself. Jesus explicitly named Daniel when warning his disciples about a future abomination of desolation, a catastrophic sacrilege that would defile the Jewish temple. Jesus used Daniel's prophetic vocabulary as the primary legal and theological proof of his own divine authority. After 70 years of service in foreign exile, Daniel died. He never saw the city of Jerusalem again. At the end of the New Testament era, the Apostle John was exiled to the Isle of Patmos, where he recorded his final biblical visions. John's Book of Revelation lifts its architecture directly from Daniel's visions. The heavenly throne room, the sealed scroll, and the beasts map onto Daniel's Old Testament text. Daniel's vision of an eternal kingdom replacing human empires provides the framework for John's eternal city. The man who faced death for praying toward a ruined earthly Jerusalem provided the vocabulary used to envision the New Jerusalem.